Hawk here. I just wanted to give a quick preface for this clip that you're about to see. In the beginning, we talk about a potential trade that includes Cam Reddish. This was recorded before Cam Reddish was actually traded. Talks about Ben Simmons, the potential trade for him to Atlanta. I just wanted to point that out. Obviously, that trade isn't happening now, but I thought what I said in the clip was still interesting enough to share. Enjoy. Blueberry says, answer this later. The Hawks have said they've been interested in Simmons. What's your take on Simmons to Atlanta? So I actually saw this, and what I saw in terms of making the contracts work, it was Simmons to Atlanta for Cam Reddish and John Collins. It was Cam Reddish, John Collins, and Danilo Gallinari. I think those three made the trade work, right? Now, the interesting thing, and I forgot to say this earlier, so actually thank you for bringing this up, Blueberry. When we were talking about Sixers, I forgot to bring this up earlier. The Sixers are in a very interesting position, in a very unique position when it comes to a potential Ben Simmons trade. Usually when a team trades away a player, they're trying to figure out how they can at the very least replicate what that player was doing for them, or at least do better than what that player was doing for them. But at the bare minimum, you're always looking to at least replicate what that player brought to the table. Now, in the terms of the 76ers, Ben Simmons has brought nothing to the table all season because he hasn't played. So while on paper, I think I'll put it this way. If Joel Embiid was 2 years younger, I'm saying do that trade. Because I don't think, as of right now, I don't think Cam Reddish is ready to play championship caliber basketball and really contribute to a team that's trying to win a championship. Same thing with John Collins. I don't think he's ready to contribute to a team that's ready to win a championship. But I think in 2 years, they really could be. But as my boy G, who called in earlier, said, the Sixers don't have 2-3 years more to waste of Joel Embiid's prime. The Sixers are in win-now mode now. One, because Joel Embiid legit is in his prime. And two, because we all know Joel Embiid's a little injury prone. So we want to maximize every season we have with him to be the best possible. Now, in that trade for Ben Simmons to Atlanta, I don't believe that included Tobias Harris. And now it has been reported that the Sixers are trying to include Tobias Harris, as we discussed earlier. I don't know how that the Tobias part of that works. But Simmons to Atlanta, from a Philly fan perspective, I don't love it, to be honest. I don't like what we would get back from them. Like I said before, I just don't think they're bad. I don't think they're bad pieces. And if Joel Embiid was 2 years younger, I'd say do it, and we can continue to go for another 2 years. But we need something now, and I don't think that would work. If I'm Atlanta, I'll pull the trigger on that. I ain't going to hold you. I think Ben Simmons would flourish, like be great with a dynamic, really, really good superstar level point guard like Trae Young. That's why we kept seeing the rumors of Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum, because everyone wants to see Ben Simmons play with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard said he would like to play with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a all NBA caliber player. He's an all defensive caliber player. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. He's a good player. He's a great player. I take that back. He left a terrible memory in everybody's mind. The only thing people remember of Ben Simmons right now was his time playing against the Atlanta Hawks in that second round. But that Ben Simmons isn't the full player that Ben Simmons is. That's my Ben Simmons take. Atlanta would be a great fit for him. Absolute great fit for him. They'd still have Kevin Huerter to be able to shoot the ball. They'd still have Clint Capella, I want to say, is on the Hawks. He's been having a down season. I done lost track of where he is. I ain't gonna hold you. They still have good pieces. The Hawks need defense. Ben Simmons would bring a lot of great defense. Ben Simmons would be able to play the Draymond Green role, how Draymond plays alongside Steph Curry. Like, I think that's the potential for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons' potential, he has the playbook. Ben Simmons could be a better version of Draymond Green. And I'm not trying to gas it. I'm not trying to over-exaggerate it. His playmaking could be better than Draymond's. His defense has the potential to be better than Draymond's because he's a bigger body, so he can play bigs better than Draymond. His foot speed is there, so he can guard guards better. he can't shoot as good as Draymond. I mean, Draymond's not a great shooter now, but I mean, he's a better shooter than Ben Simmons, especially that 2016 Draymond. And yeah, people had forgotten pre-Atlanta Simmons. Pre-Atlanta Simmons was nice, y'all. Like, I just don't think he fits on the Sixers with Joel Embiid. I think Ben Simmons is a superstar, just not on the Sixers with Joel Embiid. I wish him the best. I wish it wasn't going like it is. If I wasn't a Sixers fan, I really would be wishing he played. Like, I'd be begging for a trade. If I was just a Ben Simmons fan and I wasn't a Sixers fan, like he was just a player I liked and I lived in the Midwest somewhere, like I just like Ben Simmons, I'd be begging for him to get traded. Because soon as he comes to a team like Atlanta, I'd like to see Ben Simmons on Dallas. There are a lot of teams I'd like to see Ben Simmons on. I'd like to see Ben Simmons play with LaMelo Ball and Charlotte. Like, if there's a dynamic point guard, throw Ben Simmons on that team. Give me Ben Simmons and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Give me Ben Simmons and Trae Young. Give me Ben Simmons and LaMelo Ball. Give me Ben Simmons and Luka. Give me Ben Simmons and John Morant. You put Ben Simmons with dynamic point guards, and I think he can unlock a new part of his game. The Sixers wanted him to be the point guard. He wanted to be the point guard. The Sixers wanted to put the ball in his hands. Brett Brown wanted to put the ball in his hands. That's what they did. It didn't work. But if you give him a dynamic point guard who the ball is in their hands, and Ben Simmons can cut off of that, Ben Simmons can run a second unit, Ben Simmons can beat Draymond Green, I think it would work. I really do. But that's just not where it's at right now. I got no other way to say it besides that's not how it worked out for Philly. And it's unfortunate. Ben Simmons is tanked his trade value, so it's really hard to trade for him because the last thing we saw of him was him not taking that layup, really, which should have been a standing dunk with nobody guarding him but Trae Young, and passing the ball to Matisse, who I want to say missed both those free throws. I can't remember. He missed at least one of them. But off the Ben Simmons soapbox.